Cliff Nation, stand up. We the voice of the fans, from the east to the west side. United we stand, telling all the Raider tales, transactions and more. With our eyes on the prize, we ready to soar. Cliff Nation, let's ride. Painted skies in our heart, from the draft to the game day. Yeah.
What's going down, Raider Nation? It's your man Cliff Thornton from the Raider Fan Podcast, and I got some outstanding news. A lot of people in the building, some sources that I have down at the Raiders front office, Raiders organization, and some media outlets down in Vegas. All signs point to offensive coordinator Klint Kubiak. They finished up their second interview Saturday night. From what I was told, the interview went well. The Raiders are all in, and I can't be more excited because, what he has done in Seattle is what the Raiders desperately need. Now, I don't know if he could do the same thing because of the players, but I believe that he can put everybody on track. Just want to go over a couple things. Total point for what Seattle Seahawks did last year under Klint Kubiak this past year, and total points, they ranked third in the NFL. 489 points. The Raiders haven't put up nearly close to that. Total yards, they ranked 8th with 5,973 yards. I think the Raiders could play for 3 years and not get that many yards. So they were missing this dynamic. Offensive yards, 7th, with 351, per game. That's getting the ball all over the place. Passing yards, they ranked 15th, 406 yards. You can't win games. You can't lose games by putting that many yards. That means you're in the game. That means you're moving the ball from end zone to end zone. Rushing touchdowns, 19. Raiders were missing too many of them. So it's good to see what we're looking at. Total touchdowns, a total of 51 touchdowns. I don't even think the Raiders got into the 30s. Rushing, over 2,000 yards, 123 per game. I think the Raiders hit over 100 maybe twice, 3 times tops. So what Klint Kubiak brings to the Raiders, becoming the new head coach, is what he had in Seattle. Now, it's not official. It won't be official until next week after the Super Bowl. Probably everything will be worked out, and that announcement will come on Monday. But I'm also going to give a name a lot of people probably don't know, and I think comes in as the offensive coordinator, or maybe possibly in the same position, which the Raiders desperately need. Not only do they need a head coach, and I know they're going to get Klint Kubiak, but they need somebody to get this young offensive line. You're going to hear the word John Benton. He is the offensive line coordinator at Seattle Seahawks right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he was promoted to offensive coordinator and had his hands in the offensive line, because their offensive line really moved the defensive players. They know the pass block efficiently. They run block efficiently. Their running game was outstanding because of that offensive line. Andrew Kanako, he's a quarterback coach. Don't be surprised if he is also coming to the Raiders, or if John Benton doesn't come, maybe Andrew does come, because you're going to need to do something with the quarterback. What they were able to do with the quarterback down in Seattle is amazing. Now you're going to bring in Fernando Mendoza, the number 1 pick, the Heisman Trophy winner, the champion in college football. He brings a lot to the table. He's going to be needed to be mentored. For some reason, the Raiders never have a quarterback coach to bring along to really solidify or do anything good with the quarterbacks. So this would be the chance, for the Raider organization to bring in a experienced offensive coordinator, a head coach, a good line coach, and maybe make him the offensive coordinator. It's just me putting a little thing out there, and same thing with Andrew with the quarterback coach. Maybe he comes in same position, or if John doesn't come for the offensive coordinator position. So I would definitely keep my eye out on them two names, because not only is Klint Kubiak coming to the Raiders, all points, all avenues, have it that he's going to be the next head coach. He's going to want to bring some people that he was familiar with to help with this organization. Not only do the Raiders need better coaching, which they're going to get, but they're going to need a quarterback coach. They're going to need an offensive coordinator to really build something around the quarterback. It's around a rookie quarterback. So, I'm very excited because we may have a strong arm quarterback. We may have a quarterback that can move in the pocket or stay in the pocket. We do have a good running game in Ashton Genty. He's a really good hard-nosed runner. We just need the offensive line to block for him. So it would be nice to bring in some experience that has very good modern design for that. And we got one of the best tight ends in the league in Bowder. I would like to see Mayer stay, but we're going to see on what they do with the tight ends. The split ends, we need that number one. For 2 years we didn't have one. Jacoby Myers goes to Jacksonville and just played better. So again, coaches will make players play better. Players who play better make coaches look good. So you need them both. So I definitely am very excited to see what's going to take place. Again, it's not official. Everything that I'm being told, everywhere that I'm hearing, I'm on multiple Raider boards. All avenues point to Klint Kubiak. I got sources inside the building. I've got news media down in Las Vegas. So and they're excited to talk to a guy on the East Coast. It's all New England here. The New England Patriots who are going to a Super Bowl. So they find it very ironic. I'm a Raider fan doing a Raider Raider podcast down in New England, but I'm repping. My favorite team is the Raiders. I'm repping them. So I'm excited. I'm excited about these new changes. It's funny. Tom Brady, becomes the owner, and already you can see a different mindset. So hopefully he's rubbing off on the rest of the organization. I know the fans. I know we're all waiting for that big moment where the Raiders, can step forward. I know, bringing in Pete Carroll, I included with I really hope he can do something. Pete seems like a nice guy, but they just got worse. So the players need somebody they can look at and go, you're gonna help change this organization. Definitely on the offensive side, we still got Max Crosby. He's a beast, but he also needs help. But he needs help with the offense. The offense needs to score some points. They need to stay on the field, not turn the ball over, so the defense can get a little bit of a rest. So, the draft's coming. We got the number one pick. It's gonna be the quarterback, Fernando Marola. It's gonna be him. So I think that's a start. I think they should get a dynamic wide receiver, somebody who's gonna really be a threat everywhere on the field. We got some really good role players at the split end position, but we need that down the field excitement to scare the defense. We have the tight ends, so we're missing that number one receiver, and always build the offensive line. But then I think we need to go defense. I think, Max Crosby needs a little bit of help. We need that big dog in the middle, maybe another defensive end to help, really attack a quarterback. I'm still mad we let go of Spellman down in now in New England Patriots. Go figure. So, but we need that type of a linebacker and some secondary stuff. So the Raiders, I think they got 10, 12 picks, not including the specialty picks that they would get. So they have an opportunity to really build this year. It's just a matter of if they can hit on multiple draft picks and see what we got in free agency. So I'm excited though. I'm excited to hear the news, the buzz in the building, the buzz from the West Coast to the East Coast. Klint Kubiak, can he change the Raider organization to make them competitive? You know, we got the Kansas City Chiefs, we got the Denver Broncos who are in the Super Bowl, we got the Chargers who are in the playoffs. So we got these other coaches really building their team in our division. So, you know, the Raiders definitely need something, and all the eggs are being put in one basket for Klint Kubiak, and I believe that he's going to get the job done. Leave the comments in your section. What do you think Klint Kubiak is going to do for the Raiders? I'd love to hear your comments. And again, you know, thank you for watching. To keep up with the show, make sure you subscribe so you can get all the news and updates. I'm going to start doing more podcasts throughout the week because there's a lot of information now coming. So stay tuned. And like always, let's go Raiders.
Cliff Nation, stand up. We the voice of the fans from the east to the west side. United we stand, telling all the Raider tales, transactions and more. With our eyes on the prize, we ready to soar. Cliff Nation, let's ride. Painted skies in our heart. From the draft to the game day.